it just keeps getting better with the Ganzo line. I mean, you just got to laugh, don't you? You just got to laugh. We're going to talk about the Ganzo FH41, best Ganzo ever made. We'll be right back. So it's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. Got the FH41 knives. Okay. They have that lovely, and I know you guys love this, the carbon fiber old G10 laminate scales, which are flat. Of course, that's how they do that. You know what? Actually, maybe someday in the future, they'll do what Bestech's doing. This is not a laminate in that way. These are layers and layers of G10 and carbon fiber and then contoured and milled. So this is the bang, but I'm just saying that is I'm not going to call it a laminate, but it's a composite material that I really dig. This, not so much, because you can't do it contoured, or at least I haven't seen it ever contoured, even on Spyderco knives and stuff. But the G10 ones are contoured, and you can get them in different colors. And these are bigger than the FH51, which we have talked about before, the FH51s. So take a gander at that. Yeah. And in this perspective, this should look relatively larger. Flip them around. I just have to laugh. Don't you love it? Don't you love it? I mean, I'm not here to belittle Ganzo. Actually, quite the opposite. I like these knives. I like them a lot. But I just think it's hilarious. All these highfalutin reviewers on YouTube that talk about knives and stuff, and they'll ignore things like this and the Tucson knives, but these are kicking it. They're beating ass in the marketplace. They really are. First of all, $24, and it's D2 steel. Bearings, the action's incredible. It's like the action's just beautiful. Deep carry pocket clip. No left-hand option there. They did on the D2 model, which is the 12, FH12 SS. So, and you can get these in the darker, kind of darked out black wash thing as well. But they did make it available. And at one time, they did make it available on the FH11 until people were bitching about the fact they didn't want the holes on this side. And so they flipped back. So there are some right and left hand out there on the FH11. Other than that, you have to go FH31 to get a true right-left hand. And this one, yeah, has been tested. I'm going to give you the test results on all these Ganzo knives that we've tested to date and the link to the spreadsheet so you can look at all the Ganzo knives and all the knives that we've tested to date. That would be a really, really good idea. We got all our, patty potato peelers, but then two others. We've got Finian and Dingus, Flanagan and Mary Catherine. I just put them here because I'm feeling crazy, because it's, crazy like a fox what Ganzo's doing. It's just amazing. So let's line them up like this. Good size knives. I like the fact that they're bigger. And let's get my little tape measure. These are 3.5 and 8. 3.5 inch blade. 8-inch overall, and can I get the tip of that without? Okay. So 3.5 inches, which is 90 millimeters, 8 inches overall, which is a little over 20 centimeters. Not quite 20.5 centimeters, though. So as opposed to, like the FH51 was a little smaller, and so that, damn it, I almost got myself. I'm working under this camera. So this is smaller. Come on. Yeah, 3 1/4 at best. 3 1/8 maybe, but down to maybe 3 1/4 here. And overall 7 1/4. So it's 3/4 inches shorter. So this is smaller. It's light. We'll have a weigh off between the different models here in a little bit. These are nice. Very nice. I like them. I think I like them the best of any Ganzo model to date. And 0.52, they're contoured. That's nice. 0.13, whatever that's going to be, probably about almost 3.3 millimeter. So let's talk about just the overall ergos and everything on this knife. I love the blade shape. I love the belly on this blade. It's really, really nice. Let me get a little piece of paper here. Bam! Nice. Wow, that feels even sharper. We're getting down. Yeah. So they're sharp right out of the box. Like it. Really do. Nice blade shape. Nice size. Okay, let's put them on the scale, because one thing I was just going to say is they really feel light in the hand. Of course, like skeletonized liners, all that kind of thing. Contoured G10. 3.5 ounces. Well, no wonder. 3.5 ounces. That's, Spyderco Paramilitary 2 is like 3.8. So, in fact, come here. Come on, Fancy, get over here. So 3.8, and these are pretty close to the same size. And I'll get back to your grams here in a little bit. But they're not that far apart size-wise. The Para is a bit larger. Not blade-wise, but handle-wise. So just kind of give you that comparison. Put it back on here. 3.5. Let's just do 2 of these. 3.59. How much different is this G10 laminate? It's the exact same. So, grams. 101. 101. And like the FH11, a little heavier. But 3.9. The 12, which is all steel, still 3.9. Crazy, isn't it? The 21, which is a great looking, I like the style of this knife, everything about it. 3.3. The 31. 3.9. Haven't hit 4 ounces yet. And of course, like I said, the 51 is 2.85. So this is almost Benchmade bailout territory. A little heavier than the bailout, but not much. So, Power Cutlery. Power Cutlery. All these people are ordering these knives from like GearBest and Fast Tech and stuff. Why? Unless Power Cutlery's out of them. And if Power Cutlery's out of them, and I know it's going to be 2 weeks at least from those other 2 providers, so probably more like 3 weeks. So I'll just email John at Power Cutlery and go, when are you going to get some more in? And he'll probably have his stock refreshed by the time you get anything from those others. So you might as well just wait, because when you buy from him, if you're USA, if you buy from him, you can have the knife in 2 days. 3 tops. So he's a USA seller. You might as well support him too. Skeletonized liners. How do you like that? How do you like that? I just think it's hilarious. Check this out. Detent. And they're embedded in here so you don't see them. They're not visible outwardly, and kind of like this, like the Kaiser Mini Doman. So they're in here, but and I don't know. I don't really care one way or the other. But you have a backspacer, they'll actually give you a backspacer. Lanyard hole, deep carry pocket clip, great action. This is the hilarious part. This will get you laughing because, you got all these high dollar knives. You got knives from Spyderco, like my Subvert that's $300 and some, or the Payzon, which is $520, or you got ZT knives that are $250 and Benchmades that are all in that area too. And then you got this little David that came to meet Goliath. But look at the D2 test results. Look at the spreadsheet. Look at the other D2 knives out there. Ganzo is beating people left and right. They don't know how. This FH41, where is that sucker? I just got it back from testing. Should be a divot. There you go. HRC divot. This is the 52 or 62.5. 62.5. Now, where should D2 be? Well, I mean, technically the official range we're using is a 56 to a 62. That's too wide a range. I would say no. I would say I want a minimum of 58 to 62. And these guys, they can't get to 59. They can't get below 60. They can't get below 61. I mean, is that ridiculous? These are ones that I've sent in and had tested. I mean, just randomly buy them from Power Cutlery and at different times when different batches come out and send them in. And here's the 440, which these HRCs are really strong. See, what are they doing? What are they doing that normal manufacturers don't seem to be able to do? I mean, the only other Chinese one I would say that's really hitting it consistently on D2 specifically is Artisan. Artisan, if you got one of their G10 D2 knives, you're probably doing really well, brother man. I think the ergos are really good on these. Feels really good in the hand. You got a front choil here for sharpening. Isn't that blade nice? Piercing, slicing. Oh, yeah. Look at that. Whew. Those are sharp. I mean, those are sharp. $24. Why are you spending any more money than that? You ask yourself, correct? I am, and I know I do all the time. I spend hundreds of dollars, crazy amounts of money. But you know what? If you want just a nice quality knife, not only is it like a flipper toy, okay, a fidget toy, but also it's testing out great. It should have wonderful performance. I need to send one of these to like Outpost 76. I have him do some cut tests with it because it's just crazy cool. There's your lockup. That's 25 to 30%. Pretty consistent. Isn't it crazy? How is it that they can be so consistent? How is it that they can be so good and so inexpensive? How does that happen? Like I said, lanyard hole, backspacer kind of completes the look of the knife. Crazy nice to have a deep carry pocket clip that just comes standard with it. The fit and finish is really nice on these. These are centered. There's no lock, rock, or blade play on them. They all have action that's pretty similar. Pretty similar. Yeah. Centered. Centered. If it doesn't look centered through the camera, it's the angle of the camera. You can see how you can kind of change the look of the centering. But no, I mean, I'm looking around the camera, and yes, it's centered. How's that? They just keep getting better and better. I don't even know what the hell's going to happen. And let me ask you this question. How did the FH51 come out before the FH41? What's that all about? Okay, but we did have the 11 first. 11. Okay, so yeah, these are among the biggest knives that they've made in D2, which is fine, but they're still fairly lightweight. I don't know. I mean, does it take a lot of imagination to figure out, hey, let's have a deep carry pocket clip, let's contour the G10 scales, let's do some, this is not skeletonized at all, doesn't need to be, it's super light, but skeletonize the scales, deep carry pocket clip, contour G10. Let's actually, and here's step 0. Step 0, knife manufacturing for dummies. Before you get to chapter 1, just open the front and the preface says, heat treat your blade correctly. You know why? Because it's a knife. It's a knife. And you know the reason I'm just being so crazy like that? Look at the spreadsheet. And look at all our test videos and things like that. Come on, man. Get a Rockwell machine. Check what you're doing. Apparently somebody around here is. Isn't that something that's crazy? Like Tucson Knives and Ganzo Knives and Artisan's doing great. But there's a lot of variance going on. And I don't know if anybody's checking. Or checking that often. It's too bad. So we got like the 51, okay? We've got the 21. You love that knife too? I do. It looks like another knife that was made over in China that was really cool. So yeah, it's kind of a copy of that design. I can't remember it right off. And then the 31, and then of course you got the 12, and you've got the 11. These are all these D2 ones. So, you know, and of course the 51 in another color. 31, cool looking knife as well. So this is a big mess of D2 that's all done really well. Cheap as chips. Can't say enough about them. Really can't. If you're looking for a budget user, bingo, right here. Only other thing I can think of is maybe a Rat 1 knife, not the Os 8, but the D2. Those are pretty affordable. I really like them. They're really smooth. They don't have bearings, but they don't need them. I really like the Rat 1, Rat 2, D2, those kinds of things. And other than that, in that really, you know, sub $40 range, it's tough to think of anything. Check them out, though. Really good looking knives. And on we go. But the FH41, best Ganzo so far. There's the 21. 11. Yeah, I think if I really had to choose, I'd probably go 41. I probably would. So as far as I'm concerned, yeah, if I had to just choose one, and guess what? I'm not gonna. Hey, we'll be building the Ganzo tradition right here on Love Them Knives channel. And you guys, stay sharp.